So I've just been going back and forth between which videos I want to do on which fights from UFC 307. We also have a lot of news coming out now. Jorge Masvidal wants to fight Leon Edwards in December. Um, he wants back in the UFC. Tyron Woodley wants into the UFC. But I will do that video eventually within the next few days. Um, but yeah, the Jose Aldo Mario Batista fight, I haven't been able to get over this one. Like, I was contemplating doing the Cesar Almeida video before this, but I feel like one, Jose Aldo was a bigger name, obviously. Two, that means it makes views. And three, Jose Aldo is legitimately one of my favorite fighters of all time. If you are new to the sport and you started watching maybe during the Conor era when Conor knocked him out, or you started watching after Conor's rise, maybe you started watching because of Alex Pereira or Israel Adesanya, Jose Aldo was and is one of the greatest of all time. Okay? Like, he fought at 145 and he was in a promotion called WEC, which UFC later bought. That's how UFC got fighters like Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber, I think Benavidez. Pretty much all of the smaller weight classes came from WEC. There were a few other fighters. I'm pretty sure Jake Shields was over there, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but unless he might have been there or Strike First, I can't remember. But anyways, UFC bought WEC. Jose Aldo, he came over and he continued his dominance. Like, give me a second here before we get into Mario Batista and the complete fucking atrocity that fight was. Like, I have no idea how, like, the judges could give a fighter a win off of that performance. Like, it's... Anyways, I want to go through Aldo's resume just so, like, you guys understand, like, why Jose Aldo is such a big deal. Like, he started it off his career, what's it, 7-1. First 7 wins were all by finish in the first round. Then he got to... He lost in Jungle Fight, which was a smaller promotion. Then he won a few decisions. Then when he got to WEC, that's what it was. Yeah, WEC. He TKO'd Francis Nogueira in the second round. TKO'd Jonathan Brookins in the third round. Like, he went on a 10-year win streak. He had wins over guys like Uriah Faber, Kenny Florian, Chad Mendes, Frankie Edgar, Korean Zombie, Ricardo Lamas, Chad Mendes. Then he lost to Conor. He beat Frankie Edgar. Lost to Max Holloway twice by TKO in the third round. Then beat Jeremy Stevens, beat Renato Carneiro, and then he lost to Volkanovski, arguably the greatest featherweight between him and Max. Lost to Marlon Moraes, who was a title challenger. He lost to Piotr Jan, even though, it was a good fight. Then he beat Marlon Vera, who fought for the title at bantamweight. Beat Pedro Munoz, up and comer. Beat Rob Font, great win. Uh, in my opinion, he beat Rob. I don't know. Say what you will about that. Then he retired, went to the Hall of Fame, came back at UFC 301, and beat Jonathan Martinez. Right? So, if you guys don't know, Jose Aldo, legend, like I said, one of the greatest of all time. And it's weird because you rarely see people at that age, at that weight class, sticking around. But, now it's the part where I just go off on Mario Batista. Um, like I said, there's no fucking way you can win a fight like that, right? And don't get me wrong, like I said, he landed big shots, but for the most part, Jose all the way outclassed him in the striking. He denied every takedown. Um, he was able to take any shot Mario Batista had, and overall, I thought Jose won the first and the third. That's how I had it. I thought the second was pretty clearly Mario Batista, but I thought the third, Mario Batista did fucking nothing until the end. Like, really quick, let me pull up my notes so I can refresh it. I watched the fights a few times, the fight like 3 times, but yeah, like I'll give Batista the aggressiveness, and in Weasel's video, which if you don't watch the Weasel, what are you doing? Like, he's the best breakdown channel we have. But like, Batista started off more aggressively in the first, but like with Aldo, and what amazes me at with him at bantamweight is how big he is, obviously, but like two, like the weight cut from 145 to 135, he looks phenomenal at 135. Like, you remember when TJ did his weight cut? Granted, he was on EPO and he shouldn't have ever done that weight cut to flyweight. But like, we've seen so many people cut down and it goes horribly wrong, right? But yeah, like Jose Aldo is arguably beating the up and comers of this division. Mario Batista, he he better. I really don't care who you put him against. Before this fight, like the problem with this fight, right? I was hyping up Aldo Batista, right? One, Jose Aldo. But Mario Batista, when he chooses to fight, is a brutal striker. I was really excited because I thought, and at times in this fight, I thought this would be a great test for Jose Aldo. And like I said, in my opinion, he won the fight. But apparently now we're in a UFC where one, nobody fights. Every contender fights like they're a champion. Um, the rules now heavily cater towards people who don't fight, and like Dana White in the press conference himself said that like that shouldn't that like fights that are miserable to have, and that also shouldn't be a way somebody wins a fight. Um, we can get into Tisha Pennington and Carlos Esparza. Um, we can get into fucking um um I'm blanking on his name. Let me just pull up the fights. Uh, Caesar Almeida, there we go, sorry. We can get into that fight, which I will. That's tomorrow's video. But, like, I just, I don't get how you can sit there as a judge who is paid to make the decision of the fighter's career, essentially. Because one bullshit decision, we've seen it with countless people. And they're they're fucking done for. Like, I mean, you could talk about Volkanovski in the first fight. Um, Stepping up on short notice. The way you can argue he beat Islam the first time. But, like with this fight though, Mario Batista did nothing for half the fight. He actively didn't try and fight. And so, like what you're telling fighters and fans now, with not only the decisions on these cards, right, but we've had some questionable ones lately. Not as bad as 2022. I thought 2022. There were some questionable decisions as you know judging, matchmaking in general. But yeah, you cannot reward Mario Batista off of that fight. And like I said, Mario Batista, I think, is one of the best up and coming fighters we have. Like, he's apart from his loss to Aldo, I'm not gonna say he won that fight. He beat Ricky Simone. He beat Blackshear. He submitted Canadian Lopez. Like, Mario Batista, when he fights, and he's only 31, he has a ton of potential. But, like, if that's a performance you're gonna make after talking so much shit at the press conference too, like you were talking about this is gonna be like your best performance. You're gonna start Aldo this and that. Like that was the most miserable performance ever. Like it only makes Marab versus Sean look better. It really does. At least Marab was getting takedowns. And I mean, part of that speaks to Aldo's takedown defense, as he does have some of the best defense of all time. But, yeah. Aldo's next fight, if it's not Dominic Cruz, it should be Corey Sandhagen. It should be a top guy. After a performance like that, after how he looks at bantamweight, I do want to see him fight the top fighters, but I want to see him fight people who will actually fight him. Corey Sandhagen will actually fight him. Corey Sandhagen, I swear to God, with every fight he is in, is a banger, dude. Win or lose, I'm a huge fan of Corey Sandhagen. Like, if you never watched Corey Sandhagen versus Petr Yan, probably my favorite bantamweight fight of all time. Like, I love Corey Sandhagen, but he lost to Umar in his last fight. Umar will fight Marab. Like, if you want to make it a title eliminator, I'm all for it. I want to see Corey and Aldo fight for the belt. More than some of the other bantamweights. Bantamweight though is really stacked, and that's part of what makes Aldo at bantamweight so compelling, because like every single fight outside of Mario Batista, apparently, is a amazing fight for all of them. While they moved Aldo down one. Fuck you then. Uh, so Aldo is at 11. Rob is at 10. Um, I think Aldo would beat Rob. Mario Batista, you give him Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. Actually no. Like you want to solve the heavyweight title problem, right? You put a 3-on-1 MMA match. John Jones, Stipe, Tom Aspinall versus Mario Batista. Winner gets the heavyweight title. Um, Problem solved. We solved heavyweight. Boom, done. You're welcome. Um, you know, I truly don't care what Mario Batista does. You, I don't know. Let him fight Marlon Vera. Let him fight Henry Cejudo. I don't care. Um, I liked him before the fight. I still do think he's a good up and comer, but yeah, no. Absolute fucking abysmal performance. In order to win a fight, you need to actually fight. I don't know if it's a controversial take, but yeah. I just wanted to bitch about this fight. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments. Are you like me? I'm pretty sure everybody's pissed off at this fight more than anything. Especially if you are like a longtime fan and you've been a fan of Aldo for years. Unfucking believable, dude. I really hope Mario Batista gets flatline knocked out in his next fight. Oh my god. Unbelievable.